To a new narcotics unit, if you think you know it all, then you don't need to be in this line of work. But if you come in acting like you know everything, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's a fact. And that's how narcs are. So I was assigned to the Haitian SWAT team for about 2 years, and we did over 500 operations while I was there. It was a very violent and deadly place, and they're still in turmoil. We were an anti-coup unit for the president. They assassinated the president shortly after I left. They shot the first lady up, and somehow she survived. But it was a Colombian cartel, all drug related. They were about to revamp their special forces unit, their national SWAT teams and riot teams, and all the tactical rifle instructor. About 3 months in, they said, hey, we need a national commander to run this program. Here I am, the youngest guy, just left the DEA, because 95% of the entire world got their opium from Afghanistan. They looked at the narcotics experience as the #1 prerequisite. And they made me the national commander over the Special Forces Unit. We built up about a 5,000 man Special Forces Unit. I had 144 Americans that were way better than me, phenomenal trainers and advisors, and we found great success. And I kind of pushed the envelope a little bit like most narcotics investigators do. We teeter-tot on that line between good and bad, but you can't never cross over. And I realized in leadership positions that I felt there were a lot of incompetencies. A lot of people in leadership roles totally forget where they come from. They get put in that position and they almost yank their spinal cords out. And they forget what it was like to be that line level officer or that undercover narc or that narcotics investigator in general. 95% of all crime in some way, shape, or form is linked to narcotics, whether or not it's a domestic violence situation because somebody has a substance abuse problem. It could be a theft problem, a burglary to support their drug habit, or it just could be straight up violence involving drug traffickers.
To the house. Now these might not sound like big things, but in totality, when you create 30 or 40 of these programs, and each one of them appeals to a different type of person, you're making the community happier as a whole with the services that are provided. So what that does in essence is makes people call the police more, tell the police more information, so you can adjust your tactics. So in about a 2-year period while I was the chief of the police, after creating 40 plus community-based programs, we went from the number 28 safest city to the #1 safest city. And if you don't forget that you work for the citizens, you will be very successful as police officers. Wow. And as police, you only have 5 police officers that might be on duty at any given time. But yet you have a community of 10,000, 20,000, or maybe more, maybe even less people, but you only have 5 police officers. Those 5 police officers are not going to see everything and anything that occurs, and honestly, it's very rare that they catch a crime in progress. You have to have a little bit of luck when it comes to that type of thing. But what we do have, if we partner with the community, if the community, say, is 10,000 people, we have 10,000 extra sets of eyes and ears that are out there looking and telling us things. So as police, 5 now becomes 10,005. That is what community policing is all about.
Going undercover, you know, I had a lot of different looks. So when I went first undercover, I was at Grounsell Police Department. I didn't know what to do because I had short hair. I was a cop. It's ecstasy, all sorts of club drugs. So I went in and had my hairdresser of a long time. She bleached my hair platinum blonde, and I got piercings put in the ears, and just tried to blend in with the crowd that I was trying to infiltrate. And it ended up, I think we ended up taking out 47 different drug dealers from hand-to-hand transactions across just Grounsell City alone. The scary part was this. It wasn't that many drug dealers. 47 times I bought ecstasy. One time was it actually pure ecstasy. Every other time it was a concoction of different drugs, and that's what we're seeing today with fentanyl. People are mixing drugs together and causing overdoses, and that's what's causing deaths. And
First taste of working with Marines in combat. We were tasked with Afghanistan as a landlocked nation. There's no trade routes at the time we were there. And they basically set a compass on a map and drew a circle. And they said, this is Ring Road. This is going to be the trade route from here on out. And we need you to go in, kill the Taliban, establish 54 police stations, build them from the ground up. And you're going to be responsible for deploying all your men and women.
A Narc's Tale is a first-hand account series of stories written like a personal diary, which gives you an inside glimpse of what it is like working 6 years deep undercover in the dangerous drug world as a city cop, county vice and narcotics investigator, and special agent with the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. Most undercover books only show this from one perspective, but you will get all three here, covering city, county, and federal, and realize the difference in each. This book will show you how I blended in and dealt with dangerous and often violent criminals in an array of different environments. You will also learn about the emotional and mental effects of long-term undercover work on me and my family.